Happy Monday, everybody. My name is Brandon Rosa, and welcome to episode 301 of the Xbox in 10 podcast, your weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. Every Monday, this podcast covers new game releases, the previous week's gaming news, and we all learn an Xbox-related fun fact together. This show's on YouTube and podcast services around the world, so please subscribe on your favorite and leave a review. Xboxin10.com, no numbers, is your quick source for links to all of our podcast destinations, and social media profiles you can follow at Xboxin10. To start, let's talk game releases. The big game out last week was Monster Hunter Wilds and PGA Tour 2K25. The games coming out this week include Carmen Sandiego, 2 Point Museum, Beautiful Sakura Racing Club, Cats and Seek Dino Park, Care Bears to the Rescue, Eldrador Creatures Shadowfall, Morkel Ragist's Rage, Fragpunk, Sorry We're Closed, Split Fiction, Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster, Gate Rune and Dunin Unification Wars, Airy, Dreamland, Alter Age, and Steam Punch. Now to last week's biggest news stories, and we have 4 to cover this week. Number 1, Fable delayed to 2026. Microsoft reveals brand new pre-alpha gameplay. Wesley Impool at IGN writes, Microsoft has now delayed Fable from its 2025 release window to some point in 2026, while also providing a first look at brand new gameplay. Fable is the upcoming reboot of the Xbox franchise made famous by the now defunct Lionhead Studios. It's in the work at UK studio Playground, which is known for the much-loved Forza Horizon series of driving games. In the latest episode of the Xbox podcast, Craig Duncan, formerly Rare studio head who took over as head of Xbox Game Studios last fall, moved to reassure fans that this new Fable game is definitely worth the wait. Quote, I just want to start with, really excited about progress, unquote, Duncan began. Quote, really excited about where Playground are. We are previously announced the date for Fable as 2025. We are actually going to give Fable more time and it's going to ship in 2026 now. While I know that's not maybe the news people want to hear, what I want to assure people is that it's definitely worth the wait. I have unequivocal confidence in the Playground team. If you think about their history and legacy for Forza Horizon, the last few games, critically acclaimed, 92 Metacritic, award-winning, beautiful, play great. And just what they're bringing to Fable as a franchise. Just think of the visuals of what you expect of Playground games, plus amazing gameplay, British humor, Playground's version of Albion, so inspired by what's gone before with the franchise, but their take. And quite frankly, the most beautifully realized version of Albion you've ever seen. So really excited about the plans, and really excited about the future. I want the community to understand that we do these things for the best of the games and the teams, and ultimately that results in the best game for the community, end quote. In the same breath as announcing the delay, Microsoft revealed 50 new seconds of brand new pre-alpha gameplay, showing Fable combat, some city walking scenes, a clip of the main character riding a horse through a fantasy-styled forest area, and of course kicking a chicken. The admittedly brief gameplay gives us a decent idea of what Playground is going for here, as well as the visual fidelity Duncan mentioned on the podcast. We see combat with a one-handed sword, a two-handed hammer, and a two-handed sword, and what looks like a fireball magic attack. One cutscene shows a man laying some sausages inside a trap, and emerges this to entice a werewolf-type creature who the main character subsequently fights. Playground's revival of the fantasy role-playing game series was announced in 2020 as a new beginning. 2023's Xbox Game Showcase then gave us a better idea of what to expect, with a reveal courtesy of the It Crowd's Richard Ayoade. Then last year, Microsoft showed its Fable reboot once more, this time with a new trailer during its Xbox Showcase event in June 2024. This reboot is the first mainline Fable game since 2010's Fable 3 and one of Xbox Game Studios' biggest upcoming titles. Technically disappointing, but honestly not really. It seemed like the writing was on the wall when this was not one of their premier showcases during the developer direct to start the year. And then when they announced that The Outer Worlds 2 was coming in 2025, they were really going to have Fable compete with all of their other big titles already this year. I mean, we ended the year with Indiana Jones, then we went on to Avowed, we have South of Midnight coming up as well as Doom, and then The Outer Worlds 2, just a lot of heavy RPG presence as well. Give Fable the time it needs. This pre-alpha gameplay does look incredible. Go check it out. And it really feels like we haven't ever seen pre-alpha gameplay look so good. Very, very exciting, and I would surely bet that we're going to see a whole lot more of this game, hopefully at the June Xbox Showcase. Number 2, all reveals and announcements from the ID at Xbox Showcase February 2025. Sean Carey at True Achievements writes, if you missed the latest Xbox Indie Showcase, we've got you covered. Here's an ID at Xbox Showcase roundup of all the big Game Pass news and reveals. From a surprise Balatro Shadow drop to a whole bunch of new announcements for upcoming Game Pass games, catch up on everything from the February ID at Xbox showcase here. Revenge of the Savage Planet Game Pass. The showcase opened with a surprise announcement. The sequel to Journey to the Savage Planet, Revenge of the Savage Planet, is headed to Game Pass on May 8th, 2025. Jump Ship. Keepsake Games dropped a new trailer for co-op FPS Jump Ship, which has you and 3 other players crew a ship and try to make your way across the galaxy, both on foot and in space. Jump Ship is coming to Xbox Series X and S and PC in early access this summer. Echo Weaver Game Pass. Echo Weaver is billed as a time loop Metro Brainia, where time is your best resource and secrets are your only upgrades. By developer Moonlight Kids, playing as the last of the Weavers, a remnant of the ruined society that is trapped in a time loop, you set out to explore the stars but only find ash and cinders. You must master time to unravel a conspiracy and find out the truth. Echo Weaver joins Game Pass on day 1 for Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC. A release date was not announced. Moonlighter 2: The Endless Vault Game Pass. The sequel to the excellent Moonlighter is coming to Xbox Game Pass on day 1 in 2025. Moonlighter 2: The Endless Vault is an action RPG that has you live the double life of a crafty merchant and an adventurer. Stranded in a distant village, it's up to you to get back on your feet and turn your shop into a successful business by plundering dangerous dungeons and selling the loot. Blueprints Game Pass. During the showcase, developer Dogobomb announced a release date for its upcoming atmospheric architectural adventure Blueprints. We can all play Blueprints when it launches into Game Pass on April 10th. Outbound. The delightfully charming Outbound has you build your own home on the wheel and live sustainably off the grid. To thrive, you'll need to craft workstations, source energy from the environment around you, grow crops, upgrade your vehicle, and explore the world around you. Interestingly, Outbound is a co-op experience that can be played with up to 4 players. Outbound is coming to Series X and S in 2026. Herdling. From the developer of the beloved Far games comes a gorgeous and emotional adventure where you set out on an alpine expedition with a herd of lovable beasts to solve a mystery at the top of a mountain. Herdling launches for Series X and S this summer. Warheads. Developed by Petiti Games, Waxheads is a cozy narrative sim about managing a record store. You'll need to serve quirky customers, chill your colleagues, beat a slew of different minigames, and explore a handcrafted record collection to get the store back on track. Waxheads is coming to Series X and S in the summer of 2026. The Lonesome Guild. Developed by Tiny Bill Studios and published by Don't Nod, The Lonesome Guild is a quirky single-player action RPG where only friendship can save the day. Embarking on a heroic adventure as Ghost, a spirit who wakes with no memories, you must clear the world of loneliness and a mist that is corrupting everyone. You can play The Lonesome Guild on Series X and S this fall. Buckshot Roulette Game Pass. After going down a storm on PC, Buckshot Roulette is getting a console release, and best of all, it's coming to Xbox Game Pass on day 1. It's an incredibly short experience where you play Russian roulette against a mysterious dealer. Buckshot Roulette is coming to Xbox and Game Pass soon. Hotel Barcelona. Sudi51 and Sweary's Hotel Barcelona resurfaced during the ID at Xbox showcase after missing its 2024 release window. The bonkers 2.5D action game that parodies slasher films launches for Series X and S in 2025. Balatro Game Pass. The biggest surprise of the night was Balatro coming to Game Pass. That's right, one of last year's best indie games is now available to play with the Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass on Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC. Developer Local Thunk also announced a slew of crossovers and a free DLC that adds cosmetic cards inspired by Assassin's Creed, Fallout, and more. Rock Beasts. Team 17 announced Rock Beasts, which is a story-driven role-playing management game that has you lead up an upcoming rock band of misfits to stardom as their manager. It's an interesting premise and looks promising. Definitely want to keep an eye out when it launches for Series X and S this year. Ratatan. Ratatan is a spiritual successor to Sony Japan Studios' rhythm adventure game Patapon. After a couple years of development, we now know the side-scrolling rhythm roguelike action game will arrive on Series X and S and Xbox One in 2025. Tempopo Game Pass. Another Game Pass announcement. Tempopo is from unpacking developer Witchbeam and is described as a psychedelic soundscape in the sky, where you will conduct the chaotic Tempopo to keep them on the right track and solve puzzles. Tempopo launches for Series X and S, Xbox One, and joins Game Pass on April 17th, 2025. Voodoo. Voodoo is a cozy diorama puzzle matching game where you assemble wooden scenes piece by piece. It looks like an incredibly chill and satisfying experience, and it's coming to Series X and S PC soon. Tanuki Pond Summer Game Pass. The Game Pass announcements just keep coming. Tanuki Pond Summer has you work to restore a shrine that has fallen in disrepair for the upcoming Tanuki Festival. To fix up the shrine, follow Pond must deliver packages on his BMX across 4 different towns, make friends, and complete activities with your new pals. Tanuki's Pond Summer drops into Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass in late 2025. Descenders Next Game Pass. While we already knew Descenders Next would be dropping into Game Pass, we now have a release date. The long-awaited sequel, which focuses on snowboarding and mountain boarding, this time around launches for Series X, Xbox One, and PC, and joins Game Pass on April 9th, 2025. Tron Catalyst. Tron Catalyst is a new story-driven isometric action-adventure where you play as Exo, a highly resistant and resourceful program, wielding an unexpected power known as the Glitch, gaining strength and abilities which the overlords of the Arc Grid's crumbling society seek to bring under control. Tron Catalyst launches on June 17, 2025 for Series X and S. 33 Immortals Game Pass. 33 Immortals finally has an early access release date. After a delay, you'll be able to play the action roguelike on March 18, 2025, when it releases on Series X and S PC and joins Game Pass. Lies of P Overture DLC. Neowitz gave us another look at the upcoming Lies of P expansion, Overture. This DLC is a prequel and transports Geppetto's puppet back to Krat in the final days of grandeur. Whew, lots and lots of games, and honestly, this is one of my biggest problems right now with work, life, and time. There's just never enough time to play all these games. The ones I want to shout out, Hotel Barcelona. This was the first time I at least remember seeing this game. It looks really cool, as well as Blueprints, the atmospheric architectural adventure. Go check out the trailers if you're interested, and if you haven't yet, please go play with Blatro. That game rules. Number 3, Warner Bros. Cancels Wonder Woman game, closes 3 studios. Rebecca Valentine at IGN writes, Warner Bros. Is canceling its planned Wonder Woman game and shutting down 3 studios. Monolith Productions, Player First Games, and WB San Diego, according to Bloomberg reporter Jason Schreier. Schreier broke the news on Blue Sky today, followed by the release of a full report on Bloomberg. Shortly after Schreier's post, WB confirmed the shutdowns to Kotaku in a statement. Quote, we have had to make some very difficult decisions to structure our development studios and investments around building the best games possible with our key franchises. Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, DC, and Game of Thrones. After careful consideration, we are closing 3 of our development studios, Monolith Productions, Player First Games, and Warner Bros. Games San Diego. This is a strategic change in direction and not a reflection of these teams or the talent that consists within them. The development of Monolith's Wonder Woman video game will not move forward. Our hope was to give players and fans the highest quality experience for the iconic character, and unfortunately this is no longer possible with our strategic priorities. This is another tough decision as we recognize Monolith's storied history of developing epic fan experiences through amazing games. We greatly admire the passion of the 3 teams and thank every employee for their contributions. As difficult as today is, we remain focused on and excited about getting back to producing high-quality games for our passionate fans and developed by our world-class studios and getting our games business back to profitability and growth in 2025 and beyond. Earlier this year, another Bloomberg report suggested Wonder Woman was in trouble after rebooting and switching directors in early 2024. This came amid larger struggles at the company's gaming division, including layoffs at Rocksteady, the lukewarm reception to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and the shutdown of Multiverses. And even more recently, WB has appeared to undergo a restructuring of sorts, as longtime games head David Hadid announced his departure from the company, and rumors circulated that the division might be sold off. Specifically, this move represents a blow to WB's DC Universe-connected gaming efforts. Notably, just yesterday, James Gunn and Peter Safran said in a presentation that it would be a couple of years before the first DCU video game. With this closure, the games industry loses 3 incredibly storied studios. Monolith Productions, which had been working on Wonder Woman, was founded in 1994 and acquired by WB in 2004. It's best known for Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor and its sequel Shadow of War, the former which pioneered the lauded Nemesis system that WB successfully patented in 2021 until 2036. Player First Games, a newer studio established in 2019, was responsible for Multiverses. The game was well received critically and saw its launch success, but underperformed relative to WB's expectations. WB San Diego, similarly, is a newer studio established in 2019 with a focus on mobile and free-to-play games. End of an era, it's sad to see, but just continues this complete failure that WB Games has been over the last how many years. Rocksteady, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, Multiverses, and now Wonder Woman. You have to imagine if Harry Potter wasn't the success that it was in Hogwarts Legacy, that this division would certainly be completely shut down. And number 4, Microsoft announces major GDC presence with Xbox expanding to any screen in 2025. Ben Carey at Pure Xbox writes, "This year's Game Developer Conference is coming up real soon, with GDC 2025 taking place March 17th to 21st in San Francisco, California. As expected, Xbox is going to present in a big way, and it sounds like Microsoft is taking the brand's new multi-platform push pretty seriously here. As part of its announcement post, Microsoft says it's using the upcoming GDC 25 opportunity to reveal the many ways game developers can reach more players with Xbox, and the company's presence will include partner meetings, conference sessions, and sponsor events as Microsoft Gaming spreads its wings. Quote, we'll host partner meetings, participate in conference sessions, and sponsor events like the IGF Awards and the ESA Foundation's Night to Unite. Attendees that come by the Xbox Lounge in Moscow and South will have a chance to see the latest Xbox experience on PC, join a Q&A with an Xbox development expert, and learn about the opportunities and benefits of building with Xbox across PC, cloud, and console. Xbox is expanding to any screen on any device, making it easier for anyone to play with the friends they want, whether they choose to play with Xbox console, PC, smart TV, or mobile. At GDC, we're inviting game developers to go behind the scenes to better understand what it means for Xbox to be playable on any screen." End quote. If you haven't quite yet wrapped your head around the multi-platform push of Xbox, how many more signs do you need? This is great though. Get as many developers out there to develop across your ecosystem so we can actually live up to their message of playing the games that we want on the devices we want whenever we want. As always, we end our show with a fun fact about Xbox, and let's do a little rundown of all the Fable games that have released thus far and what were their Metacritic scores. So the original Fable on the OG Xbox with an 85. Fable 2 pub games, Xbox 360 with a 53. Fable 2 Xbox 360 with an 89. Fable 3 360 with an 80. Fable Heroes on the 360 with a 55. And then Fable The Journey 360 61. Can Fable the reboot from Playground Games in 2026 be the highest rated Metacritic game? I surely hope so. I surely think so. All the signs are pointing in that direction, but can they match the legacy of Fable 2 with that 89 on Metacritic? Well, I guess we'll find out next year. Thank you all for listening to the Xbox in 10 podcast, your weekly source of Xbox gaming news. Covered in around 10 minutes typically, but we had a longer show with the Idea at Xbox Showcase. If you like the show, please subscribe on your favorite podcast service, share it with your friends, leave a positive review where you listen, and follow on all social media at Xbox in 10. This past week, no time to game, marathoning through the Marvel Netflix shows as I prepare for Daredevil Born Again, so it's been Marvel Snap all day, every day. My name is Brandon Rosa. You can follow me on Xbox at Broza93. Hope you all have a great week. Stay safe and keep on gaming.